On today's Connected, we're going to dive into the world of RVs and more specifically, control of the energy system because this is a hot topic when it comes to rigging your RV, Outlander, or trailer properly. Well, guess what? Leave it to the folks at Linkswell to come to the market with a brand new solution that you need to know about. This is CMA Connected brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Linkswell. And it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, right here on CMA Networks. And this week, we're talking Jeeps, trucks, and RVs. But on today's episode, we've got our featured brand Linkswell coming to the market with a brand new innovative solution for total control and power management. It's called the Lynx 2. And to help us on this journey, we've invited their marketing manager, John Detlefsen. John, welcome to the show. What are we going to be talking about on today's episode?
Hey man, it's always a pleasure, man. I love hanging out and chatting with you. But we have been excited. I love to camp, and so this product, this Lynx 2 control system, we've actually been in the development for roughly 3 years, and I've had to go camping with it, so I know it works. I'm really excited to bring it to the market because it's something that the market needs and the market doesn't have.
John, I'm so excited to dig in because this sounds like a really innovative new product for a category that's absolutely hot right now. But first, we're going to break for a quick message from our partner, SiriusXM, that's reminding all you guys out there to always remind customers this is a fantastic add on. And when we come back, we're talking Linkswell for RVs, overlanding, and trailers. Don't you dare go away.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money, so no brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door. And then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
And welcome back. As mentioned, we're talking with our friend John Detlefsen from Linkswell. Now, John, I got to say, the first time you told me about this product, I was really curious because I, for one, don't know a lot about this whole RV overlanding thing. But what I have seen is, power is a big deal, and control of that power beyond that, as well as accessories, is also a big deal. So help our listeners understand what exactly Linkswell was trying to achieve with this new Lynx 2 control system.
Yeah, okay, so I'll give you the short story is our owner came out here, saw an RV, realized that in order to do anything in this RV, you have to have like 6 different controllers. And he's like, this is ridiculous. Like, this makes no sense. He's like, I can make one controller that does all what these 6 do. And so that was pretty much what it came down to. He showed up here, got in an RV, was like, this is dumb. Let me make this better. And got a big old team of engineers. And for the last 3 years have gone through figuring out best ways to do it and being able to create what we do, right? Like, especially within the RV market, like the RV market is so tech behind. Like it is crazy how far behind the tech is on an RV and a trailer. So like we live in the age of an app. We live in the age of, wireless control. So being able to create a system that you can put into an RV and really bring it into this, to this century and narrow down. Like we did find out this one thing. We did find out that a lot of RVs are actually rented. That I think it's something like 45% or something of RVs that are sold are actually sold to companies that are going to rent them. And if you've ever been in an RV, if you don't know exactly what switch does what, you have no idea what you're doing. So when we started to meet with a lot of these builders, they were like, man, to be able to have a touch screen where somebody can see everything and know exactly what they're turning on or off. Like, everybody's been super excited. So we are genuinely excited to get this to the market, because it seems like it's a big hole that we're finally being able to fill.
Well, I'll tell you what, for those tuning in, we're going to dive into what this thing is. Even if you've never worked on an RV or been in that situation, here's what you need to know. It's a 12-volt electronic system. So all you installers and shops tuning in, this is something that you could easily slide into. I want to make that point first. The second point is, the background with Linkswell, with the interfaces, right? That OEM integration side of things. I mean, obviously, you are putting out a product today here that we're going to see that interfaces with other products that not necessarily you make. And I think that's a real step forward in this market.
Yeah, right. We wanted to be that hub that connected it, because there's, like anything else, right? There's always the big dogs in the market, and you've got companies like Renergy and Victron who have been sourcing the power management stuff for RVs and whatnot for years.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the guys are already using that stuff, and so it doesn't make sense for us to try to reinvent the wheel, right? Like, why make something like Victron makes? Why make something like Renergy makes? Why don't we make something a little different? So yeah, it's literally that. So depending on who the builder is, some builders are sold out for Victron, some are sold out for Renergy, some are sold out for something else. So what we wanted to do, because like you said, we've got so much background in CAN bus, RVs actually have jumped into the CAN bus realm. And so they have their own variation of CAN bus called RVC. And a lot of these products run on an RVC. So what we've been able to do is kind of cross pack, kind of back engineer some of that, and then get all of the data and all of the controls and all this stuff. So rather than having to have individual controllers or, brand specific controllers, we've been able to kind of be that hub that lets you connect all these different brands all in one place seamlessly, as if we had made all of it.
Amazing. Well, let's get into it. We're talking about a single interface here. So talk to us a little bit about the user experience, and as well as how this all kind of works from an install perspective.
So our system's going to come with two main pieces, and then everything else is going to kind of blow out from that. So you're going to get, the first thing is going to be a 10-inch screen. It's going to be a 10-inch touchscreen. It's going to be able to control everything. Very small mount. Like, it's basically a tablet. Mount that just about anywhere you have in your rig. For anybody that's thinking overland, let me just say it is not IP rated. So let me just put that out there. It's not IP rated, so it does have to be protected in a cabinet or something somewhere. But that's going to be the touchscreen. And then we've got our main box here. And this is where everything's going to plug into. So all of our 12 channel outputs. So we're going to give you 8 10 amp outputs, and then we're going to give you 4 30 amp outputs. The 8 10 amp outputs are dimmable. So you can actually adjust it. So if you wanted them all to be lights, they don't have to all be lights. And I can show you that maybe in a demo of the app. You can actually name what channel you want to be what. You can tell it to be a load, or you can tell it to be a light. But the first 8 will be dimmable. And then the last 4, they're 30 amp. And not only are they going to be able to be just 4 individual power outputs if you want them, but we actually can make them reverse polarity. So if you wanted to put an awning out and an awning in, or a slide out and a slide in, we'd be able to do that internally, as long as it's not more than a 30 amp draw. You won't need any relays or any extra switches like that. And everything's going to go right here. You can see if I open up this little fuse door for you, you've got your main connectors for your power and ground to go in there, so that your system, like, you're running it straight to your battery and then straight to your loads. All of the stuff here, I could show you. Our plugs are all high quality plugs. So they're all going to screw top and then screw into the actual box itself. So you're not going to have to worry about anything coming unplugged. We've got all of our sources here. So one other thing that's really cool is, not only are you going to be able to control this with the touchscreen, or if you have the smartphone, but we also have individual wired signals. So you can run a physical switch inside the rig as well. So you can have the screen back in the bedroom if you wanted to, and have some switches up front. And you can turn on from the switch. You can turn off from the switch. You can turn on from the screen, turn off from the screen. You can turn it on from the screen, turn it off from the switch. It doesn't matter which way it goes, but we'll have all wired inputs for you as well. So not only is it going to work with the touchscreen, but you can have a physical switch in there as well. We'll give you 2 temperature inputs, so you can have an interior temperature and exterior temperature. We've also got all the RVC stuff there. So this is where you're going to plug in your MPPT, right? Your solar controller. So if you want to be able to monitor your solar, set up your solar, see what's happening on your solar, your DC to DC. That means if you want to watch what's happening with your alternator, and then of course your inverter charger. So if you've got a charger, meaning you're going to go in and you're going to plug your vehicle into 110, whether it's at your house or whether it's at the RV park or whatever it happens to be, or you want to use the batteries and then turn on 110, we'll be able to do all of that. And all that plugs directly into there. So we have this one box that you're going to wire up to your battery, and then all of your whatever sources, I don't know if sources is the right thing, but whatever your whether they're lights or refrigerators or slides or whatever they happen to be, all of those wires are going to go to one central place. All of your fuses will be right there. Your screen's going to get mounted, hard wires. It's a very simple install. Now I do know built RVs are never fun to work on, so hear me say I know that, but so long as you have an RV that has a general central place, it would be a pretty quick install. And anybody that's building their own or an overland rig, this is actually a phenomenal way to manage all of your stuff and be able to have a lot of stuff quick and techy and all that fun stuff. So screen, box, everything comes in together. RVC, I'm telling you, it's as simple as I think it can be.
Jonathan, learning about this new Lynx 2 device and all those features, inputs, outputs, everything in one box is literally hitting all my spots, especially that I can even do wired switches anywhere I want. This is like a customizer's dream because it's all centralized into one control unit. But we're going to move quickly from there because beyond the control, let's talk about the interface. Let's talk about the user experience, which again is going to bring all these different elements into one place. Let's get right into the app for either the phone or the tablet.
All right, Ben. So what you see on the screen is actually my iPhone, or my iPhone. It's my Android phone. My Android phone app. So this has kind of got your homepage here. So what I want to do, what you don't see on my desk, is I actually have the 10-inch screen, and I also have a manual switch here. So what I want to try and do is to show you a quick demo of just how quickly and how smoothly everything works. So I was able to hook up 2 lights. You're probably only going to be able to tell that one is on because the other one's kind of dim. But if I was to push my pretty little button here, see how it's nice and bright behind me? Isn't that cool? And you can see on my app, it says white light. Now I'm going to touch the screen and not the app. And now you can see I'll turn it off from the screen, and then the app, it knows instantly. Like, that's how quick the interface is and how easy it is to be able to turn on or off from any of the sources. So whether you have a manual switch or whether you're using the touch screen that's built into the system or whether you're using your phone, it's that fast, that quick, that smooth. But let me walk you through real quick here when it comes to the homepage here and a few features within the app. So you can see across the top, you've got your 2 temperatures. I did plug in one of the thermostats here just so I could show it for you. Mind my alarm because there's no battery hooked up, so it thinks there's a problem. That's another thing it does. It will alert you. You can set your tolerances. If your battery gets too low, it'll pop up and let you know, hey, your battery's getting too low. Start your car or something. So we even have some fail safes in there. Didn't mean to talk about that, but it popped up. So there we go. But you can see we've got temperature. So you can have your inside, your outside. You can also scroll through here and you can see battery. Right now, my battery says 0% because I don't actually have a battery hooked up. I have an inverter. But if you had a battery, it would tell you exactly how much life you have left in it. And then you can see there it says time to empty. That means if you are pulling more current than you are bringing in, it's going to tell you if you maintain exactly what you're doing right now, this is how it's going to stay. You will be dead in 45 days or 3 hours or whatever it happens to be. Now, if you're bringing in more current than you're using, what that will do, instead of saying time to empty, it'll say time to full, and it'll tell you if you continue maintaining everything the way you are right now, then you will have your battery full in however long it's going to be. So you can know with just a simple glance on the homepage really quick how much power you have, how long you can continue doing what you're doing. Because if you're running your AC, you want to know, okay, if I run my AC for 5 hours, how much battery am I going to have left when it's dark and I need lights? All of that's going to be right there. Right underneath that, you see where it says AC charger, says solar charger, and says DC-DC charger. So here's where all of that data will be populated instantly, constantly. So if while you're driving, you could go to the home screen and see exactly how much current your alternator is bringing. If you're out off the grid, and you have your solar hooked up, you can see exactly how much solar is coming in. And then, of course, the same thing if you've got it plugged into an AC wall as well. It'll tell you exactly how much current's happening. And this is just the home page, mind you. And we'll give you quick 3 accesses to 3 of the lights on the home page and 3 of the loads. I don't have any load set up, so that's why there's only 1 on there. But you can set up the 3 you want to be your hot buttons on your home page. Then you can see water pump there, and then we have the information for your tanks as well. So you set up your tanks, you can from your home page, and all of this information is going to be on the 10-inch screen that's built in as well. Just going to lay out a little different because it's widescreen rather than tall. But all of that information. So if you leave it on the home page, you could walk by and within 10 seconds know everything that is happening in your system. And then if you wanted to go and real quick turn on some lights, or well, let me talk through power really quick. So if you want it detailed, figuring out exactly what's going on with your power, we do have a really cool UI. It's that whole like hybrid UI on the actual touchscreen that shows like, you know, the lines dotting from the voltage and where it's going, because it's cool that way. That's all your information. And then here's our light control. So as I mentioned before, you are able to program what you want. I don't know why people keep messaging me. Sorry about that, guys. But you can program exactly what you want the icon to look like. You can change whether it's going to be this icon or that icon. And then here you go. I'm going to turn it on and I'll show you. I will try and demo dimming for you. So we just swipe that there and then we can dim as easy as that. Turn it off right there. That happens in the app, happens on the screen as well. Name all of your channels. You can tell what channel to be in what location on the icon. It's as simple as pushing and holding on the touchscreen and programming that. And then we can go to loads, and loads are going to be exactly the same as you are going to do for the lights. You tell it what it wants to be. I want to turn my refrigerator on. I want to turn my AC on. I want to push a slide out, bring a slide back in. All of that is going to be right there. Again, you're going to pick all that, tell you how you want it. And then if you want to monitor your tanks, a little bit more information. So here's where you'll be able to figure out how big your tank is, how exact full it is, how much you have left. All super easy. Put it back to the home page. Keep living your life. And I'm telling you, it's great. It's amazing. It doesn't matter if you have Victron. It doesn't matter if you have Renogy, Lithionics, whatever RVC controlled devices you have going on. We will be able to monitor, turn on, and control from either the screen or the app. And then we can actually, run those manual switches, man. So like, it's simple, it's easy, it's clean, and man, it makes being in an RV so much easier on all levels.
First of all, John, thanks so much for taking the time to show us the application, the functionality, the integration. I mean, there's so many words to describe this new Lynx 2 system. Mm-hmm. And I really like what you said at the end there, because I think this is going to be a huge value moving forward. To be honest, I'm a little bit shocked that a product like this doesn't already exist. So that's, kudos to Shu for thinking about that and being disappointed in what's available. But yeah. Having said that, moving forward, I mean, this is going to be open compatibility for whatever devices you want to add, isn't it?
Yeah. And honestly, just a sneak peek, like we spent 3 years building this one. We are actually very close to releasing a variant where the screen, rather than just being a closed network screen, it'll be an Android screen, where we'll be able to do all of the same controlling, but we'll be able to add apps. So you could do you could actually control the AC, everything there. You could put in cameras and have a whole security system on there. You could put Netflix on there and now HDMI from that to your TV and be able to do all of that stuff. So we're looking to continue to grow this out. We also have another box that's going to blow out to about 32 channels for the bigger things, where you've got 6. Pack. Yep. Mm-hmm. So we're looking to do that. We also have a little 5-inch screen that's kind of like a slave screen for you to like put in the dash of the car. So while you're driving, location. Yep. So so you have the big screen in the back that's controlling everything, but you want to monitor it while you're driving from one place to the other. You have this little screen that's just going to give you some of the raw data, so you can watch what's happening while you're driving. So where we're starting right here with this 12 channel and this nice screen and the app, like I'm telling you, I feel like every other weekend I come back to work on Monday and there's a whole nother like, hey, we need you to do this. We need to have this going on. So like the one that's Android, we're actually adding CarPlay to it too, because I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
So
You're already
yeah,
there.
yeah. So it'll have it'll have speaker outputs, so you can actually put the screen in there and have a whole entertainment within your rig
I
as
did
well.
have one question though. So
Yeah.
all this is a closed circuit system. So there is no Wi-Fi required for this to function.
No, not for this one. Nope. When we get to the Android side, we're actually SIM carding it. So what that means is our app will go from Bluetooth to network. So you would be able to, from your phone, check your rig no matter how far away it is, so long as it's connected to the internet. So if you put a SIM card in it and your RV stays at a storage yard or something, and you're gonna go you're gonna go out on a trip next weekend and you want to check your tanks or whatever, as long as your rig's got power, you can go on the app, see what's going on. Oh, I got to get there early because I got to make a dump real fast, right? Like I'm telling you, like
you're taking here's my I'm gonna close this out.
Okay.
You are taking glamping to a whole other level.
We're trying.
All right, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us, and congrats on the launch of this new Lynx 2 product.
Thanks.
And that was John Detlefsen, marketing manager for Linkswell, joining us, talking to us all day about this new Lynx 2 total control system for RVs, overlanding campers. I mean, this for me is absolutely mind-blowing. If you guys want more information, details, specs, all the things that he talked about on paper, make sure you head on over to the website, linkswellinc.com. My takeaway: very exciting product. It's not every day that we have an opportunity to talk about literally a whole new category. For some of you, RV, this whole thing might be new. I need to tell you this. Jonathan made mention of this earlier on the show, whereby they are somewhat behind. I would like to layer that with, not only are they behind, and this is not to throw shade on the installers that have been, working hard to put these type of power systems into RVs. But guys, if you compare their clean wire versus ours, it's not even a contest. This is a huge opportunity for our industry to jump into with products such as what Linkswell is bringing to the table and really show a specialty and an innovation. This for me is absolutely a growth segment, and I'm very excited to learn more about where Linkswell is taking it. I hope you enjoyed this session of Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.